again. I fancy making a card today with just a tag and some flowers on a 5x7 card. Don't know how it's going to go. I've got this stamp. I can't remember where it's from, but I think it's kind of pretty. And I thought I would have that sort of part way off the tag, and I'd just emboss it in gold. And then I'd just put some flowers on. And I don't know whether I'm going to do anything with those or not, or whether to just put some little gold middles in. I don't know. Let's just kind of get going and see where it takes us, really, because I'm not absolutely sure. Should I put this on a block, I ask myself. No, I think I'll just use it as is. It'll be fine. So let's just have a go with this. Stamp it kind of part on, part off. Okay. Probably put a bit of a ribbon on this as well. So let's just put some embossing powder onto it. I didn't put any anti-static, did I? Not really with it. Let's just see. Looks nice. Got a little bit of extraneous powder just here where I was touching it a moment ago. So we'll just get a brush and brush that away. Okay, that looks all right to me. Let's just heat set this. Okay, so far so good. Did I stamp on that? Yes, I did. Let me just wipe that a moment. Okay. Now, I can't remember the make of this either, but they're just sort of layered dies. I think I'll give them a bit of shape. I wasn't sure whether to give them a bit of colour actually, but let's just see. The problem is, I don't know quite where you put them. I suppose it's just a question of trial and error, really. There are some that have got the little marks for the centre of the flower and some that haven't. So presumably the ones that haven't are the ones that go behind. So it's just a question of seeing which ones sort of match with what. And I suppose the joy of these, really, is the fact that you can mix and match and make it different every time you do it, really, which is really rather nice. Let's see. I'll put this one with this one. Don't even know how many there are supposed to be, actually. Where would it fit best? Well, perhaps like that. Oh, that's got a stalk. Just give these a bit of shape. Perhaps somehow like that. Let's pop it onto the card and see. This idea was in my head, but whether it will come to fruition is anybody's guess. Let's just see. I fancy gold, you see. I fancy white and gold. I saw somewhere, whatever it was on Pinterest or something, there was some cards that were flowers, and it was just white and gold, and it just looked so classy. So I thought, I wonder about the middles of these. Maybe if I made some tiny pearls gold and just put those in the centre. Well, at that point, I had to go and answer the front door. And it was my friend who popped round for some coffee, and she asked me to make some cards for her, 2 of which are in front of me now. So the card I was making yesterday, I thought I can use this for a wedding card. My friend wanted a wedding congratulations card for an older couple getting married. So I just used that and put some little tiny hearts on. This was obviously done on the computer. When I had coloured some of the pearls with my marker pen, my one of these things, you know, metallic paint marker, compared to the embossing, it looked really, really dull. And I just really wasn't happy with it. I dug out some Nouveau drops. They were completely the wrong gold. And in the end, I used my gilding wax, and I was really pleased with that. So that was that one. So today I thought I would do the same thing, not the same thing, something similar, using the same dies, but this time for the other card that she wanted me to make, which was a 60th birthday card for a friend. So this time I thought I would do the pearls the same in the middle, so you can see what I did there for that. But this time I thought I would try and add a little colour. I've done the sentiment here, I've just printed that off on the computer. So that's going to go behind the aperture, and I made the aperture to fit with these kind of bordered dies, foliage. I don't know where they've come from. They've been sitting in one of my die boxes for years and years, and I've got no idea where they came from. So I thought I would colour those perhaps with some pumice stone, maybe. And I wanted to do just the centres of these with some tattered rose. So we'll just kind of see how we go. I'll put this away. I was quite pleased with that in the end. I had shaped them, and I've shaped these already. So I just hope my friend will like it. So it went to Ratchet. I forgot about doing a video when I was finishing it, because I was so, after she'd gone, I was so busy trying to do it, I completely forgot about doing a video. So that is the board. It's a piece of scrap, but it doesn't matter because it's going to go on like that, and there'll be something else behind it, so that's great. So let me just I'll colour this foliage with some pumice stone. I hope it's not going to be too dark. We'll see. We'll see. Let's just have a go. Put a drop of water on that. Okay. It's a bit pale and interesting, isn't it? Let's just get a bit more colour onto it. I think that will do. Bit of white left, that's okay. All right. Let that dry. Now I want to just try and colour these flowers, and what I want to do is be incredibly sensitive and just colour the centres. Let's put all the bits on here and just see how we go. I've got a tiny blending brush, so let's just see. Maybe put some more gilding wax on as well as. So I think I need a bit of something just to dab off first. Okay. 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 Just wondering about the edges, or whether to do some of those, the edges of those with gold like I did on the other one. See where they go together. I don't know which goes with which. As I said earlier, I think it's the joy of something like this is, you know, it can be different every time you do it, depending which pieces you put together. Right. Let's just try. I want to get that right absolutely on the, well, let me stick it down now. Is that where I want it? Let's just see. Let me stick this down. I will stick this down. Right. This bit can be stuck down, but this inside bit will be hanging over the middle. Now this one. So that is that. Now, shall I put some gold on the edges? I think I'm kind of tempted to. Let's try. And we'll do gold centres as well, I think. Let's just get these back. I don't know which goes best with what. That one goes better with this one, I think. That's why I normally lie my tube down when I can't be bothered to put the lid on straight away. Right, let me just do a little bit of gold on the edges. Right, here we go. It's certainly going down. Just a touch of gold, I think, is lovely. Don't want to be too ostentatious with gold these days, do we? Okay, now I'm going to do the gold centres, and I'm going to do that with gilding wax as well. So let's just get some good pearls. There we go. And we'll pop these into the centres of the flowers. Actually wondering whether to leave them as pearls. Actually, we'll just see what they look like. Right, they look quite sweet like that, don't they? Let's just have a look and see whether we want to keep them like that or whether we want to put them, make them gold. Let's just, this is the writing. Should have used hickory smoke perhaps for that, because I've got grey writing. Never mind. This colour goes nicely with the I think that's quite nice. I think I'm going to put this piece of card back into the printer and change the colour, because I love the softness of the pumice stone. So I'll be right back. It won't be a textured side. I'm going to use, oh, I could put it over this side, couldn't I? That way up. Okay, I'll do it that side, and I'm going to make it more pumice stone colour. I've printed it again. I think it's much nearer, but I decided just put a tiny few bits of gold onto the twigs as well. So all I'm going to do now is to pop this up onto some foam tape, stick these on somewhere or other, and then pop it onto the card. And I think we're kind of there. I'll just chop this down. You can see the colour was much too grey there, wasn't it? It's much more sympathetic this way. Let's pop the flowers on. How should I put those on? Some glue, maybe? Or glue dots. That's a rather larger one. We'll put that one there. I quite like that, just hint of colour in the middle. Let's put some glue on. I think I'm going to put a little bit of foam tape underneath this bit here. That's caught with the glue up there. That's just great. Bring this down a bit. I think a few extra pearls are probably called for just around here. I'm going to put a little bit of colour onto these. I've decided I've just spotted them and hadn't used them, so we'll just put a little bit of colour onto these. There we go. So here we have our two cards, same die set, with a few little differences. So I quite like the experiments for both of them, really. I think I'll leave these pearls as they are, just to make a change, really. So I hope you like them. I hope that you give me a thumbs up and that you'll come back and see me very soon.